We are live. I am the Archduke Josh Carroll.
He is Archduke.
Lord Drusifer.
I am Lord Drusifer.
Facts. Okay, so for the first time, and this will probably be the way we do things for the remainder of the podcast for as long as we live, for all eternity. Any euphemism that means that. But nonetheless, streaming on both YouTube and Facebook. Facebook being my
Mm-hmm.
profile, of course. The Field in General's YouTube channel. You can watch us in more than one way if you don't have the other. But
There
yeah,
you go.
without further ado, let's just get into this. Episode 6. It's a good one.
Yeah, we had a very interesting first quarter of football, Josh.
We about to stretch some heads today.
Oh, we're gonna stress them. We're gonna stress everybody out. We're gonna bring you a recap of the first quarter of football. We're gonna get you ready for the second quarter of football. First and foremost, before we get to it, we will after every quarter, after every 4 games, after every quarter of football, we're going to post the leaderboards on the picks to click. And I just want to run down some of them. James and Tyler are tied in first place with 13 points. Eddie and Roy T has second place with 12 points. Of course, Josh and Malik have 10 points. Mom and I have 8 points. So does Mo and Jamie. I think Rob has 9 points. So it's a really tight race to the end. Everybody wants a little bit of that jersey. You know what I'm saying? With their custom name on the back. And I am a man of my word. Whatever jersey you would like, I will get it customed with your name on the back of it. Picks to click in the second quarter of football. Listen up closely, people. In the second quarter, which is weeks 5 through 8, any rivalry game that is picks to click will be worth 2 points during games 5 through 8. And for week 5, I got something fun for everybody. In addition to a few of these picks to click games, like the Thursday night games, Sunday games, every rivalry game in week 5 is a picks to click. So you have a chance to catch up if you're a little behind. You got a chance to steal the lead if you're already in the lead. Come from behind wins. Let's just make it fun for week 5. Josh, before we get started on the week 4 recap, I just want to point out that the NFL is having a really, really, really good season. A lot of sleeper teams, a lot of teams that we didn't think were going to make some noise in the first quarter. They've actually put together some good weeks of football here. What is your take on it?
I honestly happen to agree. And I mean, did you see the score of the Seattle Lions game?
Yeah.
Not expecting it to be that high scoring at all. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Smith is outplaying Russell Wilson right now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I agree. The Lions and the Jaguars are two teams that kind of shocked me. These are two teams that have a history of shooting themselves in the foot and getting beat the fuck up. And it seems like they're just going punch for punch with some of these teams, especially the Lions. The Lions make one mistake at the end of the game, but during the game, they really keep 45 points. Who the fuck saw that coming?
Yeah, clearly nobody, not even me, because I mean, here, I mean, it may not reflect it on the record. I mean, they're like team records and shit. I know y'all are thinking a different way. So I just want to make that. But yeah, I mean, they got. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes both have twisted minds. Mind us.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah. Anyway, I just feel like certain teams are aiming to prove people wrong, especially
Mm-hmm.
teams like the Lions and Seahawks that are practically going through certain adversities for what it's worth. It's certainly impressing me.
Yeah, very impressive. All right, with that, let's get into our week 4 recap, starting with the Thursday night game, which was a picks to click. Me and Josh both had Miami winning this one, but that was before Tua Tagovailoa got hurt again, and now there's an investigation with the concussion protocol, and it was a clean tackle, but a suplex nonetheless, which took him out of the game. People argue that he shouldn't have been playing. I would say so. There are
Yeah,
loopholes to
he
where,
should. Period.
yeah, there are loopholes where players are sneaking into the games even with a concussion. Cincinnati went on to take that one 27-15. Let's go to Sunday. And Josh, what did I say? I don't trust Jameis Winston. You know what the funny part about this is? He didn't even play. Andy Dalton steps in for the Saints. Minnesota at the last second got lucky. Will Lutz hit a double doink. Minnesota holds on 28-25 in London. We both said
Hey,
Minnesota
Matt
on that
Nagy's
one.
revenge. Matt Nagy's revenge.
Hey, that's terrible. I like Will Lutz as a kicker, but I figured he was going to make that when he shifted it a little bit to the left. It double doinks. Noon game start. Cleveland and Atlanta. Josh, we both knew that the Falcons could steal one from Cleveland, and they did 23-20. Josh, the Falcons might be steamrolling themselves past the Panthers, and they're making it very competitive for that number 2 spot. What do you think about the Falcons?
I don't think they have what it takes to win the division, but at this point, that division is so hit and miss.
Yep.
Really go anywhere. And right now, the best shot I really see is honestly the Falcons. Because you can't really, or maybe even the Steelers, depending on how Kenny Pickett plays.
Wrong division.
That doesn't make
Wrong division.
Yeah, what am I thinking? Yeah, NFC South. Duh. I mean, my point still kind of stands though within that division because there's no real clear cut favorite to win that division because no offense is particularly running away with everything. Defense is particularly running away. So really, it all has to come down to who executes better week by week. And the way I see it, Falcons have the best shot with all things considered. I never thought.
All right. Buffalo had a very, 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 very heartbreaking loss in Miami last week. They said not 2 times in a row we ain't. They storm into Baltimore in a very tight, close game. And without Micah Hyde, the defense comes up big. Buffalo takes it 23-20. Washington, Cowboys. We said the Cowboys, we're going to take this one. They do 25-10. Washington has a problem at the quarterback position called Carson Wentz. I'm just getting the words mixed up on this game all day. But clearly, Dallas with Cooper Rush seem to have found a formula for winning. Is he a suitable holding replacement for Dak Prescott, or does Dak return and take over?
He's certainly a good stopgap, but I don't really see him as being a starter. Now if he does this week to week, then he can certainly make a case for that. But right now, I don't see it.
All right, I'll give you that one. Talking about Geno Smith at the top of the key, he walks into Detroit, puts up a shootout, and guess who returns fire? Jared Goff and the Lions. I cannot believe I'm saying that the Lions return fire. They put up 45 points All right. But Geno Smith and the Seahawks hold out 48-45. Josh, the Lions are scaring me right now. They look like the Lions when Barry Sanders was here putting up points. Is that a testament to the
Bro,
new attitude in Detroit?
I mean, I'd like to think so. I mean, even when you had like Stafford and Calvin John, the Lions themselves weren't really putting up high numbers offensively on like a week to week. It was rather like wishy washy and every now and then. But I think now they really want to prove and function together as a unit, especially with the overall weapons that they have. And DeAndre Swift is really looking to make a statement at running back. And clearly the wide receivers sort of off topic, but sort of wise in with Detroit. Matt Stafford clearly made Kenny Galladay.
Yes, he did.
Look at him now. Look at him now.
He did. He did. He did. He
Yeah,
did. I agree.
I feel like the Lions. But yeah, be that as it may, that's neither here nor there. I feel like the Lions themselves are working much better in the past decade or two. Like
Yeah.
Barry Sanders ever even retired. So yeah, things are
Yeah.
definitely on the lookup.
All right, Detroit. Y'all just came up 3 points short, but keep fighting. It's a very exciting time for football. The Chargers got embarrassed, mollywopped, bamboozled, hoodwinked, and swindled last week by, of all teams, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa said, fuck that, we're whooping somebody's ass. And they did. They marched down to Texas against Lovie Smith and handed them a 34-24 victory. Chargers take that win in Texas. Tennessee Colts, a picks to click rivalry match. We said Colts. Derrick Henry said, I'm tired of y'all shitting on me, and he shit all over the Colts. Tennessee took that 24-17. Colts did fight back, but it was all for naught. Chicago travels to the Meadowlands to face the Giants. And Josh, this game wasn't the Bears to win simply because the 3-4 attacking defense of the Giants was ready for the run game. However, Luke Getsy did open up the playbook a little bit for the passing game. We just weren't able to get into the end zone. The bootleg did hurt us in the first half. We adjusted well in the second half, but again, Giants kept us out of the end zone. Giants are on an uptick. Chicago, I'm not really worried about because one, it's just the first quarter of football. It was just 1 week, 1 through 4, and you're really testing the waters. Giants
Yeah,
hold on 20
yeah,
to 12.
but also, I highly disagree with the way they were running their defense in the second. They being us, like we were leaving way too many open lanes for Saquon Barkley and hell, even Daniel Jones just run through us. And did you see that one play call where he had a wide open left side of the field, easy touchdown? That should not have happened at all.
Well, to explain it from a defensive perspective, this was one of the games I wanted them to go 4-2-5 to have a nickel in there, and instead they went base 4-3. I do believe the 4-2-5 nickel look would have helped us in that regard, having a nickel corner or a nickel safety in there to stop Daniel Jones from going outside. Or if you're going to play 4-3, have one of the linebackers on a spy. The reason why the Giants beat us and Justin got sacked a lot is because the Giants and other teams are doing what we're not doing, and that's blitzing. I think if you're going to have a 4-3 base, one of the linebackers should be on the blitz. Like I said, these are adjustments they're going to have to make during the second quarter of the football season to get their defense up and running. I would like to see a Roquan on a spy. I would like to see Nick Morrow on a blitz. I would like to see, if you're going to have a 4-2-5 nickel look, then the nickel corner would blitz. I do like Jaquan Brisker blitzing, but we're going to need him back there with Eddie Jackson on a double high safety, which means we're going to have to sacrifice the middle of the field at some point, get somebody quick. I do believe, don't get me wrong, Kyler Gordon could be a blitzer if we're going to go into the nickel look. But again, this is something they're going to have to pick up.
Yeah, I do agree with all your points, but I personally think that if you're gonna go, you need to have essentially your two best cover men which I believe are Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon, despite that penalty that he incurred in the game. Like I think that him and Jalen Johnson really have potential to be one of the best cornerback duos, especially
Yep.
on like zone coverage. So
Yep.
really, if you're gonna blitz on those kind of packages, you really have to have two specifically on coverage duties. No question.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's go. Jacksonville travels to Philadelphia and tried to crack the Eagles' undefeated streak, and the Eagles flew their asses up out of Philly, 29-21. Eagles are the only undefeated team left in the NFL at 4-0. Jets, Steelers, Kenny Pickett. Holy crap, they benched Money Mitch because Money Mitch has been coming up bankrupt. And Mike Tomlin says, I ain't never not been to the playoffs, and I ain't going to start now. Kenny Pickett had a huge hill to climb. Unfortunately, the Jets got the better of the Steelers, 24-20. Is it the Kenny Pickett era
And
in Pittsburgh or no?
well, we shall see because he has been named the starter this upcoming game.
All right.
Only one way
No said this.
to find out.
No said this. Arizona Panthers. Boy, was I wrong. I thought the Panthers would take care of business. Arizona said, Kyler Murray hangs 26 on them. They win 26-16. New England and Green Bay was closer than what I thought.
For the record,
Mm.
Mayfield has the worst quarterback rating in the league right now. That is.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go research that. But yeah, New England, Green Bay. This one was closer than what I thought. Mac Jones almost did it. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers goes. Aaron Rodgers is 27-24. Packers win. Denver Raiders, and I thought for a second that Denver was about to, take this game. And nope, Raiders shut the door. This was a picks to click. We both said Raiders, and we were right. A 9-point win, 32-23 Raiders victory. We said the GOAT was gonna handle Patrick Mahomes, and I forgot Patrick Mahomes liked to go Patrick Mahomes in primetime. 41-31 Kansas City over the Buccaneers. What the hell is wrong with Julio Jones and Godwin and all them? Like they're playing like shit. What is going on in Tampa Bay?
And did you see that insane throw? Looks like it could have come out of a damn. I almost wasn't sure that was legal, but then I found out he was scrimmage. I mean, bro, I would say only Patrick Mahomes could do something like that, but yeah, only Patrick Mahomes could do something like that.
Yeah, so far.
As much as we trash him week by week, he does have talent.
Now it's not him we're trashing, it's the hype. I don't believe that sole numbers and tricky plays win you a Super Bowl, especially in a league where defense has proven to be the cause and effect of championships. Just because he's flashy and puts up 500 yards doesn't mean he's necessarily going to win every fucking thing like you trash ass fans like to say. He still has to go and win. Like if he puts up 500 yards and his defense lets the other team outscore him, then those 500 yards were for nothing. So it's not necessarily Mahomes that I'm not sold on, and I'm not really sold on Mahomes because we watch Aaron Rodgers do it. And what happens to Aaron Rodgers? He gets his ass booted out of the NFC Championship every year. So therefore, but I digress. Monday night, Josh, this game, you picked the Rams, I picked the Niners, and boy, was I right. What did I tell you? Number 29 on that defense for the San Francisco 49ers is a fucking menace to society. Matt Stafford let one fly, and he is staring him down the entire way. Pick six, sealed the game 24-9. Jimmy G, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't know what I was, especially since the Niners were at their own field. Jimmy G literally knows what to do and how to really take advantage of their offensive scheme. Like it just worked to perfection. Yeah, Stafford had an off night, and he's honestly having an off season in general. But I digress. Like the Niners were just clearly a better team that night.
Man, the Niners went and defensively carved a hole in the Super Bowl champ, the Rams. Josh, before we get into our week 5, I just want to say I have never seen anybody clean Timberlands with their face as well as Ryan Clark. This man is a bootlicking ass nigga, man. Like, he licks boots to perfection. Like, he is just what I tell you, alcohol and Timberlands. He is a boot licker. At the beginning of the season, after we beat the Niners, Ryan Clark with his panties in the air. Oh my God, the Bears are going to the Super Bowl. They lose to the Giants. Keep in mind, we are at 500, mind you. It's not like we're down there with the Lions. It's not like we didn't win a game.
Facts.
We went 2-2. We're at 500 with a new everything, basically. We're just new. We're trying to figure it out. And after 4 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
going 500, we're at 500. He's like, oh man, they didn't do shit to help Justin Fields and blah, blah, blah. Shut your boot licking ass up, okay? It's the first quarter of football. The first quarter of football. This is literally scrimmage games. You're trying to figure it out and figure things in place. That's it. Now, I will say this. The only concern is, can the Bears win on the road? And that is something we have, because the 2 wins we have are at home. The 2 losses we have on the road. They're going to have
On
to
the
steal
road.
a couple of games down the road, on the road down the line, if we want to be in playoff contention. And I'm okay with a wild card. This is a very tough division. Even with the Lions being under 500, the Lions are putting up some fucking fight. So we're going to have to fight back. And I think we'll get it figured out. Like I said, this is the first quarter of football. Calm down, people. Jeez. But don't be a bootlicking ass nigga like Ryan Clark.
I mean, with what he said, I can sort of partially agree on to some sort of degree, because like it's not necessarily the coaching, but my thinking on it is more the fact that the offensive line is not very consistent, and they're not really taking into account the free rushers that could potentially slip through the cracks, especially with the looks that given out all game. So with that,
Yep.
I can certainly agree with. But outside of that,
That's the only concern I have is pass protection. And which is why I brought up other teams are doing what we're not doing. They're blitzing. If they know that middle spot is going to be open, they're going to send a spy or an extra rusher, and we have to pick that up, especially if we know that we're going to run the ball, or we're going to, because the Giants did what they were supposed to do. They set the edge with their 2 outside linebackers, and then you have the 2 on the inside that are just free. Why not send them? We're not going to give him any time to throw, especially if Mooney and Cole and them are open. Let's not give him any time to throw. Let's go and take him now. And there's nobody to block that. So that's just something like, if we're going to do it, I would say adopt the Green Bay thing, right? Have 2 running backs on the field. Let's do that. But again, that's something they have to work through. And it's the first quarter of football. They'll figure it out. They'll go back, look at the tape. Blah, 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 blah. Which brings us.
I mean, they could certainly do that. Comes back because you could easily have a shotgun split.
Mhm.
Then they won't know which one to go to. One could easily run a route, and then the other could protect. I mean, simple as that.
Yeah.
Easier than done though.
Which brings us to week 5, Josh. This starts the second quarter of football. And remember, everybody, if it's a rivalry game that is a picks to click, it's worth double. So it's worth 2 points this time. And for week 5, we're going to throw in a little caveat. Every rivalry game, in addition to the picks to click already, is a picks to click. So we have chances here to earn more points. That brings us to Thursday night. Matt Ryan and the Horseshoe Gang travel to Denver to face, well, the horses. We got the Broncos taking on the Colts. I personally think that Russell Wilson can take advantage of a beat up Indianapolis defense. Matt Ryan has not really put together a solid game plan. I have the Broncos winning this one. Josh, what say you for Thursday night?
I actually agree because on that defense now is the loss of Darius, aka Shaquille Leonard, and with I like I feel like excuse me, I feel like he's arguably the defensive leader. Without him on that front seven, they really have no shot. What actually? You know what? I partially that back because the Broncos just lost their star running back. But outside of that, my statement's because Russell Wilson can easily carve them up now. Not so much easily, but you get what I'm trying to say. I mean
he could cause some problems back there.
The loss of Leonard, it's a bit of a gaping hole in that defense. I mean, hopefully, he can manage it. Yeah, my work does go toward the Colts defense going forward until they come back.
Right. All right. So you're taking the Broncos for this one, huh?
Yes.
All right. I did send you the picks to click already. Thursday night's picks to click. Broncos in Indianapolis. Sunday, the Giants and the Slackers at 8:30 again. We get an early morning picks to click. Giants coming off of a win against our Bears. They have to go against Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers knows all about how to carve up a 3-4 defense because, I mean, he's Aaron fucking Rodgers. I think the Giants can do it. I don't think they will. Aaron Rodgers is way too smart for this shit. I hate voting for the Packers, but I think the Packers got this one.
Very clearly, it's actually no, I take that back. It's going to be clear the Packers winning because if they come with the same looks that they gave us, then Rodgers might be in trouble if their offensive line can't really hold up. But nonetheless, Rodgers will still find a way to carve that secondary up and make the right reads to move down the field. So yeah, I do have the the Packers winning. Also, there is a bit of certainty on the status of Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
A huge factor.
And Tyrod Taylor went out with a concussion, so he's definitely not playing. And if Daniel Jones is still hurt, it will cause problems. Blitzburg, Kenny Pickett, with his first start, gets to go against, this is not the team you want to start against. The Buffalo Bills are out here just bitch slapping everybody. Josh Allen got a sour taste in his blood. The teams are disrespecting Josh Allen and the Bills, and Josh Allen is meeting them with a middle finger. I got the Bills beating up my Steelers.
I got them beating the Steelers kind of clearly because obviously, like I mentioned, with the loss of TJ, that huge edge rusher that was really the major impact player on that defense, at least in that sort of area, like on that front seven, that's really cost them so far. Mm-hmm. We know Josh Allen can carry defense on any given day, especially with the way he's been playing, despite the adversity the past couple weeks. Yeah.
All right, LA Chargers, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, and company with Justin Herbert in tow. Jay Herbo, as I call him now, Jay Herbo goes to Cleveland. I know. I'm so stupid. Joe
That is
Burrow takes.
wild.
I know it is. Go to Cleveland to face the Browns, and I got the Chargers. After the Chargers found some new attitude, um, I don't think the Browns can withstand this onslaught that's coming their way. I got the Chargers winning this one.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Especially since Myles Garrett, a key piece of that rush, is out. I hope he gets well soon. He was unfortunately in a car accident. But I digress about the football team here. Yeah, with that loss in mind, yeah, the Chargers are gonna clear them out.
All right, this is a picks to click coming up because it is a rivalry game. It is worth 2 points. It is Houston versus the Jaguars. And Josh, I'm a little worried because
Yeah,
this one could
this
swing
is
either way.
interesting.
Now, Jaguars have the better offense. Houston has the better defense. Where does that leave us?
I mean, Houston does have a competent enough offense to win a game. I mean, it's not necessarily the best offense in the league as far as like weapons and whatnot, but it is at least competent. In mind, I do think Trevor Lawrence will carve that defense up.
I want to
Only
take
thing,
Houston.
only
Go ahead.
thing that Houston really does have is the front seven. Really, the Jaguars just if we had to protect Trevor Lawrence 24/7, and they'll be good to go.
This is tricky
Really
because I
they don't really. The Texans don't really have anybody in the secondary that they really need to.
exactly. It's that front seven.
Desmond
But
King maybe.
yeah, but if the front seven can't get pressure, then he's out of there. You take him out the
Yeah.
game. It's tricky
Yeah.
because I'm a defensive guy and I want to pick Houston so bad, but I might be with you on the Jaguars. If Trevor Lawrence could get some significant protection and get a good ground game going, I think Houston might be in trouble. And the Jaguars have been sneaking around. I think I'm with you. I think I'm gonna take Jacksonville on this one. Josh, what you say?
And yeah, not to mention that Travis Etienne is really looking to break out at running back. So yes, I've got the Jaguars.
Okay, that is a picks to click. It is a rivalry game. This week it's worth 2 points. Josh, we've been waiting on this one. Second rivalry game for us. The Vikings are tough. The Vikings are real tough. Unfortunately for the Vikings, the only offensive weapon they have is really Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
But if Eddie can if Eddie and Brisker
and
can shut
Adam
him
Thielen.
down,
And Adam Thielen. Don't forget him.
but the reason why I don't count Adam Thielen is they're going to use Adam Thielen in the flat and on short routes, and Roquan is a menace in the middle of that field. So if they can shut that down, then you have to throw it to Jefferson. And if Eddie and Briscoe are back there lurking, you're not going to throw it to Jefferson. You're going to try Eddie one time. And if Eddie can lock him down, then that's pretty much the game plan. I think Chicago makes the adjustments. I was going to pick Minnesota, but again, Kirk Cousins is the one with the gun, and sometimes Kirk Cousins turns the barrel towards himself and shoots himself in the face. So,
great analogy. And
I got my Bears.
Yeah, so do I. But I will say, the one thing that Justin Fields does need to work on, all pressure that we've discussed aside, he does need to work on better as opposed to like what read here, what read there, because he did miss a few wide open shots over the course. I just feel like
Sure.
if he was more aware of that, we'd be a lot better off, and we could have won that Giants game. With that in mind.
Could be. I will say this though, give credit to the Giants. If the Bears did win against the Giants, it would have been an upset considering the defensive looks that they gave us. It's almost the same exotic looks that Vic Fangio used to give to confuse the offense, which is why we were so good. So I can see, I see it. They had a spy sometimes, and that's something Justin has to look out for if Minnesota does adjust. Josh, originally I had the Patriots beating Detroit, but after Detroit hung 45 on the Seattle Seahawks, I think I got Detroit sneaking one away in New England.
Honestly, so do I. Especially considering we don't know the status of Mac Jones this week. That is definitely weird. I mean, outside
Okay.
of him, there really isn't anybody that they can rely on at quarterback.
All right.
Very unfortunate, but they are getting a bit of a boost on defense with the return of Jamie Collins, who was a notable piece with them. So I do think the Patriots do have a slight edge defensive wise, but with the Lions' offense has been playing the last few weeks, you can't exactly count them out either. So I hate to say it, I Patriots a lot when Tom Brady was at quarterback, but I've got the Lions here.
All right. Seattle travels to New Orleans, and I'm going to say this. I'm only picking the Saints if Andy Dalton is starting. Andy looks good in that offense, and he damn near did it. But unfortunately, double doink on Will Lutz. I don't think Will Lutz makes that same mistake again. I have the Saints beating Seattle.
Oh, he won't. Yeah, he won't. He's not the kind of kicker that really makes those mistakes on a day-to-day basis. He's arguably one of the most active kickers in the league right now, with Ake aside.
Okay. So you got the Saints too?
No, I don't. That being
oh, Josh is picking Seattle?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I think that with them putting up 40 in that same game against the Lions with that shootout, I trust more than I do New Orleans offense, even with Andy Dalton. If he can, if Dalton improves, he's back to that prime form in Cincinnati, then yeah, maybe I'm a little more inclined to go New Orleans way. But during the game. But for now, I'm going with Seattle.
All right. Okay. One of the rare times we are split on our picks. Here's another picks to click. It is a rivalry game. This will be worth double. Miami goes to the Meadowlands to face the Jets. Josh, the big question mark is, without Tua Tagovailoa, can Miami beat the Jets?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. He said, fuck no. Josh said nope. Oh, man.
Bro, think about it. There's no stop that Miami on. Especially if they want to utilize Tyreek Hill to his full advantage. Zach Wilson just came back, the Cougar Hunter, but I digress. I still.
No. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That man said the Cougar Hunter. I quit. I fucking quit.
Yeah, Chris. It does seem that, okay, all seriousness, it does.
Yo, we're not gonna breeze past that. Like, you ain't just say what you say. Oh man.
Even I can't keep a straight face now.
Oh man, the Cougar Hunter. Oh my God. Oh, that was good. Okay. All right. All seriousness. Zach Wilson back with the
Yeah, in all seriousness,
Jets.
yeah, I bet with him at the helm, he do make the Jets offense a lot better, and they are
Okay.
sort of putting fight defensively now. So you kind of have
Okay.
to look out for them week to week now. Like they're not
Okay.
so well. They kind of are stock of the league, but if they can move, if they're not a team to be messed with, then yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jets,
Okay.
especially since especially to his condition and how serious it actually is.
Okay. Uh, I'm going to agree with you on all points except for two words: Xavier Howard. So I'm picking Miami. At any point in time, Xavier Howard can say "fuck that" and take over the game. And if he does, you know Miami is very tough to beat if Xavier Howard is having a good day. And that's the only reason why I'm picking the Dolphins. If they could get pressure up front against Zach Wilson and make him sweat, Miami's going to take this game defensively. Here's another picks to
Yep,
click worth 2 points.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, yep. But to play devil's advocate, they can't just rely on Xavier Howard when it comes
Oh
to.
no, true. Because the front has to get pressure for Xavier Howard to have a good day. But if they can,
We shall see. We shall
that's
see.
all I'm saying. We shall see. Atlanta, they're coming off some good games, but they go against their rivals, Tom Brady and the Bucks. I am scared, Josh, because I want to pick Atlanta, and it's a rivalry game, so it's a picks to click worth 2 points, people. Atlanta's doing really well, setting the tone for what their season wants to be. Unfortunately, the Bucks are pissed the fuck off, and they're looking to beat somebody up.
That's exactly that's exactly my thinking going into it because Bucks just lost. The Bucks just lost a winnable game against the Chiefs, no question. So they're
Yep.
definitely coming into it with a huge, and we all know Tom Brady is very pissed off and really wants the team to do good, even with their wide receiver looking a little grim right now. So even, I mean, I really don't trust Atlanta's defense against Tampa. I don't.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yep. It's the defense. If Atlanta's defense can't stop the run or Julio Jones or Godwin or Mike Evans, then it's about to be a bad day.
And that's really been Atlanta's problem for a while now. They're putting all their eggs in one basket in terms of they're loading up on the offense, but not really accounting for their defense. And that, in turn, is what lost them the Super Bowl, and that's what got them to this point.
Yep, exactly. So I got the Bucks in this one. Sorry, Atlanta. I had the Bucks taking that one. That is a picks to click. It's a rivalry game. It's worth 2 points. Tennessee has to. Never mind. I'm just gonna put Tennessee. You got Tennessee over Washington.
Yeah, very clearly.
Okay,
There's really no need
just
to debate that. It's
no.
Tannehill versus Carson Wentz, and Tennessee has the better overall. Like you can sort of trust Washington's defense, but not so much Washington's offense. So I've got Tennessee clearly.
Listen. I know the fans are like, why don't you ever talk about Washington? First, their name is the Commanders. Never voting for them. Second, your fucking quarterback is Carson Wentz. If you wanted to find a quarterback that is equally as trash or more trash than Jameis Winston, Carson Wentz is it. I'm sorry. They should have went with Tyler Heineke. Heineke should be the starting quarterback. I don't know why he's not. Heineke is the backup that went toe to toe with Tom Brady in the playoffs, and damn near if Tom Brady loses,
Thank you.
If Tom Brady loses to Heineke, Tom Brady does not have 7 rings. I want y'all to, and he damn near did it. Carson Wentz is, but say it with me now, people, booty water. This man is trash. Okay? Y'all say Mitch is bad? Not as bad as this motherfucker. And not as bad as Jameis Winston. This is like 2 levels of butt cheeks I've never seen in my life. All right? This is terrible. This is terrible. Like Carson, that's why I don't even talk about Washington. Anytime Washington could go against a 3rd grade scrimmage team, and I would still pick the 3rd grade scrimmage team as long as Carson Wentz is the quarterback. I'm sorry. Like Carson Wentz is boo boo. All right. It's just blindfolded. I play better quarterback than Carson Wentz, and I'm a defensive guy. Okay. I ain't, let's just
And remember, guys, Drew actually played football.
So I'm saying, if I flick a piece of paper at Carson Wentz, I could get him to flinch. I'm sorry. Carson Wentz just Jesus. That boy is trash. Like that booty. I'm talking about. All right. I don't know why they gave him this nickname, but hey, I guess he makes winning look sexy. I don't know. But Stephen A calls him porn star Jimmy G. Well, porn star Jimmy G just gave the Rams a fucking all over San Francisco. And now he takes his talents to Carolina. I have Jimmy G and the Niners beating up the Panthers because for some odd reason, the Panthers just can't get it together. So I got San Francisco over the Panthers.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning earlier, their offense looking real shaky on all fronts, especially when it comes to Baker Mayfield having the worst quarterback rating, I believe, of 18.9. And that is very cause for concern.
You know what that says? Wait. This nigga has a worse quarterback rating than Carson Wentz and Jameis Winston? Dear Lord. That's terrible.
Yeah, I've got the Niners. I've got the Niners clearly. They're way more in sync as a team, especially offense. Run away with that bitch.
Yep. All right, this is our 3:30 game. It is a picks to click. Philadelphia is still undefeated at 4-0, and it just looks like they're clicking on all cylinders, Josh. I don't know who can stop them. It ain't going to be fucking Arizona. What's that boy name? Who is that? Kyler Murray still looks like a 12-year-old on crack, and he slid past
No.
He does. I'm sorry. Yeah. Have you ever seen the 12-year-old on crack? Yeah, I'm just saying. They got him scrambling. They got him scrambling everywhere. They got him scrambling everywhere. They got him running all over the schoolyard. He can't get a play to save his life. Philadelphia's defense is putting absolute pressure on everybody. All right? I got Philly. They're just playing lights out defense and offense.
Hey, you want to know what Kyler Murray runs like? He runs like those players in Madden Online where they're to avoid that, so they just like run around the entire field, side to side, and all the way back around the field, just to like go around and go with nobody in the front of the field, scoring each. Yeah.
Yep. But Philly not gonna let him do that. Philly is gonna take his head off. That boy keep running around like you got diarrhea and you are beelining it to the bathroom. Like that boy is running like mud butt. That like a nose during allergy season. That boy is just running.
Yeah, and on Philly's side, Jalen Hurts is proving that he is a future force at quarterback for the entire league.
We're both in agreement, Philly. We're doing Philly. Philly.
Yes, we are.
We are. That is a picks to click. It's not a rivalry game, so it's only worth 1 point. Dallas Rams and Josh, I hate the Cowgirls. I fucking hate the Cowgirls. I hate Dallas. I fucking
Say it again.
hate the Cowgirls. Hate them.
Again.
Hate Dallas. Hate them. But you know what the fucked up part is? I got Dallas beating the Rams. The Rams, something's wrong with Jalen Ramsey. He
Oh
left this nuts. Jalen Ramsey is
no,
getting
you don't.
Jalen.
You
Yes, I
don't.
do. I tell you why. For some reason, they're not getting as much pressure as they should, and Jalen Ramsey is getting beat like a stepchild for some reason. And if CeeDee Lamb, what? Hello? He get back. Have you seen? Yo, there's no reason Jalen Ramsey is playing trash right now. Jalen Ramsey, if Jalen is a lockdown corner, that's all I'm saying. He's supposed to be a lockdown corner. I don't even have a key, and that door is unlocked. A lot. Jalen Ramsey is not playing like he should be. Like he's getting beat like he owes somebody money. Like they're jumping him in the schoolyard. Like Jalen Ramsey is not doing what he's supposed to do. Aaron Donald can't give Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd, they ain't broken in nobody's house for a sack lately. Okay. So with Dallas and Cooper Rush, they're protecting Cooper Rush like they should be protecting Dak Prescott, but they let Dak get hurt. Cooper Rush is really taking it to people. And if CeeDee Lamb gets his ass in the backfield like he's been doing, and if Zeke gets that push off the line and runs up the middle because they have no middle protection, Bobby Wagner is non-existent in the middle. I got Dallas beating the Rams, and I hate to say it because saying that I fucking hate
I have to
Dallas.
agree with you. I have to agree with you, especially with how non-existent Bobby Wagner was, except for him tackling a damn fan. But I digress.
Jesus fuck. Jesus fuck.
That was
Why would
wait. Matter of fact, how are you gonna lay a whole hit stick on a fucking fan, but
can't do it in the game?
actually? That's the messed up part, ain't it?
Oh, the one that counted don't count.
With even that in consideration, I've got Dallas.
That's all I'm saying.
Close game with the edge.
The Rams have not showed up defensively, and they're too one-dimensional. Cooper Kupp is gonna get his ass decapitated if Matt Stafford don't find other weapons. And with Micah Parsons playing lights out, and with Diggs back there, it don't look too good. Leighton Vander Esch is healthy. This don't look too good. This does not look good. I got Dallas.
And not to mention that Allen Robinson is very unreliable as a second option, proving that we never needed him. But again, I digress.
Quiet. They put a silence on that boy. Quiet as a church on Tuesdays, boy. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. This is a rivalry game, so it's worth 2. It is our picks to click for Sunday night.
You sounded like a whole country dude. This is quiet as a church on Sunday, church on Tuesday. Huh?
It was quiet at church on Tuesday, boy. All right, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, that cigar smoking fuck nugget, travels to Baltimore in a rivalry game. A rivalry game worth 2 points because it is a picks to click on Sunday night. Lamar Jackson, I think, is sick of the bullshit. And the Ravens defense is starting to wake up. I hate to say it, Josh, because I didn't want to see this happening. But Cincinnati is kind of one-dimensional. Their first read is always going to be Jamar Chase, and it really should be Joe Mixon running the football. But if you're one-dimensional in the air, it's pretty easy to shut you down because then if we take away your number one option, then you're going to be scrambling, trying to find time to pick up your number 2s and 3s. I think the Ravens defense is starting to wake up a little bit. Calais Campbell is starting to get into the backfield against a lot of people. The only thing the Ravens have to do is avoid penalties, and they could take this game very clearly. I have Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, especially if Lamar Jackson starts to cut loose. What say you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree because much like Robin in the Rams case, Tyler Boyd has not been that consistent as a second option with Jamar Chase pretty much over the number one role for the Bengals. And they have been very shoddy defensively compared to last year. So with that in mind, and not Lamar Jackson wants to really take no prisoners whatsoever, admits all the rumors and you know BS about him to prove that he deserves. Well, even though he does want under contract nonetheless, but even that doesn't excuse the fact that he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the league, no question.
Yep.
And if the Ravens defense is really starting to wake up, they have to carry it into this game for sure.
Yes, they do.
I've got the Ravens.
All right, let's go. Monday Night Football. Here's another divisional matchup rivalry. The Raiders are starting to wake up a tad. I think their defense needs some work. What I would like to see from the offense, Josh, is more of the run game, not just passing it to your running back on screens. I want to see Jacobs get that off the line push up the middle. Mahomes is Mahomes. What the Chiefs have to do to win this, because I'm picking the Chiefs, but what the Chiefs have to do to win this here game is A, execute their defense more consistently, and B, stop trying to be so fucking flashy. That's gonna cost you later down in the season. Stop trying to be fucking flashy. Play football, because it almost cost them against the Chargers. It almost cost them against the Chargers. And if they try to be cute in LA gonna beat the dog shit out of them. So execute on defense more consistent. Stop trying to be flashy. Get out there and play your football game. I have the Chiefs only because the Raiders defense is still trying to figure it out. And they don't have a solid run game.
Yeah,
so with those two factors, I got the Chiefs.
So is the defense. To be fair. And also, not to mention, his offense is really trying to prove something this year with all the weapons they have. It's not just Josh Jacobs. It's Darren Waller, Devontae Adams. Really, they got a whole three-headed monster offensively. So you got like three easy reads that they can go to, and one of them, like if you shut down one, you gotta go to the next. And really, I want to say that with any of them, they could like really have game against the Chiefs.
They could. Yes.
It could be Devontae Adams or even Darren Waller in the air, or Josh Jacobs can really. So with that in mind, and not to mention the Raiders defense tends to play with a little more intensity than the Chiefs defense does. With that considered, I've got the Raiders.
Okay. All right. And those are all good. And those are all good points. And I hope the Raiders do prove me wrong. I do want to see some improvement. And like you said, the Chiefs defense is without Tyrann Mathieu. They're trying to figure it out. I just feel like if Vegas does not get that defense tightened up and get a good ground game, Chiefs could really lock them down.
True. There is that slight outcome there. I gotta give you that one.
Yeah, that's it. But I got the Chiefs. If Mahomes goes, Mahomes, they could beat the Raiders. But like you said, if the Raiders can tighten all that up, then they can beat the Chiefs. And I do believe they can beat the Chiefs. All right, people, that is our Week 5 preview. Your picks to click. Thursday night is Indianapolis and Broncos. Sunday morning in London, it's the Giants versus the Packers. Uh, Worth 2 points. Rivalries are Houston and Jacksonville, Chicago and Minnesota. We got Miami and the Jets, Atlanta and Tampa Bay. We also have worth 1 point Philly and Arizona at 3:30. Sunday night rivalry, Bengals and Ravens worth 2 points, and Monday night rivalry worth 2 points, Vegas and Chiefs. Josh will post those on Facebook. Cast your votes before Thursday afternoon, the latest. Josh, it's been one quarter of football. I'm not concerned about the Bears. All they have to do is make some adjustments on defense. I would like to see them blitz more, but we have to account for the blitz. Um, I think we're okay. We're in good shape. We're at 500. The only thing we got to do is get your head in the game, get a ground game running. I would like to see some more air attacks. I would like to see Getsy open up the playbook. But it all starts, like you said, with that offensive line and the pass protection. With Cody Whitehair out for some time with a knee injury, do you think they find some type of combo to remedy that? And can we get the air attack going against a Minnesota defense who really focuses on stopping the run more so the air?
Okay, to answer your first question, I don't know. I don't know why you say I think so. I know so. They're going. They're essentially forced to find a comp works for them in the meantime, much like they were a couple years ago when they were really trying out like certain combinations on one end, like combo a couple weeks, another one a couple weeks, until they eventually found one that was working. But in this case, it's almost. But the statement stands nonetheless. They're really gonna have to figure out a viable, like who as a backup can you rely on to really stop gap Cody Whitehair's position in the meantime? Answer that this week. And then as far as your air attack question, I wouldn't necessarily say that because as we know, football is any given Sunday in terms of offense and defense. So really with that in mind, you still have to be on both sides of the ball because even though the Vikings defense is prone to really good run stopping, they could potentially be studying film on how to win pass coverage. So really, you got to look out for anything. But as far as what Justin Fields does need to do, like I've been saying, he does need to really figure out what reads work for him in certain plays and in certain situations. If you can't go to Darnell Mooney, who do you go to? Go to Cole Kmet. Who do you go to? And vice versa. And I say that in specifically passing plays. All know that Khalil Herbert is very reliable in David Montgomery's absence. There's no question. It's just that. Actually, no, I take that back. It's not coupled. It's that. It's the read situation, the offensive line being consistent, defense in turn making the run. So there's no open field mistakes like there were against the Giants. Mind you, we're not perfect defensively. We're not perfect defensively, that being said. But there does need to be that improvement.
Yep. So far through the first quarter, in 4 games, the Bears have not allowed a second half touchdown. That proves testament to their adjustments at halftime. I just hope that the offense adjusts at halftime as well. That wraps it up for week 4 recap, week 5 preview. Remember, people, get your votes in before Thursday at noon for your picks to click. Remember, during the second quarter, any rivalry games that are picks to click are worth 2 points. That is the Archduke. I am Lord Drucifer, right? And we will be back here next week for the recap of week 5 and the preview of week 6. Josh, take us out, please.
And I do sort of have a bit of an announcement. Going forward, well, not so much going forward this year, but absolutely next year, I will be counting the picks to click votes on YouTube as well. Next season, I will be counting those. I'll be posting the picks to click in the comments on YouTube anyway. So if y'all chime in as far as voting, whatnot, yeah, great. But next year, I absolutely will be counting those votes. Be doing the custom jersey giveaway every year.
I didn't say that. Next year they may get a fucking hat. Jerseys are expensive, baby. Wait a minute. Hey, next year y'all might get a pair of team draws or something, fam. Like, wait a minute. I can't just be giving jerseys out every year.
Or better yet, or better yet, this year a jersey, next year a
Yeah. Yo, fam, y'all might get a pair of socks. You feel me? Like, but this year there will be a custom jersey at the end of it. I think getting everybody into it, just kind of, everybody wants to rep their team. Everybody wants a custom jersey. So there you go. So I am your Drucifer. That is the Archduke, and we will say so long
and bear down.
and bear down.